You are watching KAVU 25 News Now weekends at 5:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Seibel. There was an officer-involved shooting at the Goat nightclub. 25 News Now reporter Adarius McCormick joins us with more.
VPD officers responded to a disturbance call at the Goat nightclub on Houston Highway on December 31st around 3 a.m. While officers were investigating the call, gunfire came from a vehicle as it was leaving the parking lot, which led to this incident becoming an officer-involved shooting. Per the VPD policy, the Texas Rangers have responded to investigate. This is an ongoing investigation. This was an isolated incident and the public is not in danger. Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, Darius. That leads us to your viewer poll tonight. You can scan that QR code on your screen to vote. Do you feel that Victoria has a safe nightlife scene? You can come to our website, Crossroads Today, to vote. Let's take a look at these results. 17% say yes, you feel like the nightlife scene here is safe, and 83% say no. Thank you for voting, and I'll have an update tonight on 25 News Now at 9. A flight transporting more than 300 migrants from San Antonio arrived at Chicago Rockford International Airport this morning. The flight, a chartered Boeing 77 from Eastern Airlines, departed San Antonio after 11 p.m. on Saturday and was expected to arrive at the terminal around 1:30 a.m. Sunday. The group of migrants were then expected to board a chartered bus to Chicago, where the city has been managing an influx of asylum seekers over the past several months, and they've asked for the federal government for assistance. All right, let's talk weather on this Sunday night. Howie, I don't know where the year went. It flew by. I mean, it's the last day of the year.
I can't put in words what happens. You blink and all of a sudden it's another day, another year. It's crazy, Adam, but hey, at least we're in a good place for some weather this time of year at the end of the year with temperatures warming into the 70s. Now, we got a boundary coming close, so winds are going to start picking up. We can see some 25, even 30 mile per hour gusty winds here in the Crossroads. So going to be a little breezy, but I'll take it with the warm weather before we do have a cool down. Now, we'll be in the 60s this evening, overnight dropping down to 54. We're going to see some fog. It could be the dense type of fog, so you want to slow down. Be very careful. Again, New Year's Eve, a lot of people on the roadways, and just be safe. We'll talk more about our weather coming up very soon, Adam.
All right. Thanks, Howie. Nice blue suit you got there. So it's New Year's Eve, so are you looking for a place to shoot your fireworks off? Well, you can take them to Patriot Park, also known as Saxtick Lakes. The Victoria County Fire Department tells us that park will be open for fireworks from 5 to midnight. They will have at least 2 brush trucks on hand, and trash bags will be available. Texas liquor stores closed for 61 straight hours to start the new year. They closed Saturday at 9 p.m. and won't reopen till Tuesday at 10 a.m. This is because the Texas Liquor Control Act, signed into law 2 years ago, mandates no liquor stores can be open on Sundays or major holidays like New Year's Day. The law does not affect beer or wine sales. Victoria is lending a hand to first-time home buyers. The city will offer $5,000 to 3 families this year through their CDBG program. The program supports low to moderate income citizens. To get in on this, make sure your household income's under 80% of Victoria's median income. New Year's celebrations going on around the world, and in some places, 2023 is already a thing of the past. Here in the U.S., crowds are gathering, excited to ring in the new year, and police across the country stepping up security to make sure everyone has a safe and happy new year.
On the other side of the world, it's already 2024. Australia, one of the first countries to welcome the new year. Sydney Harbour Bridge, the focal point of a massive fireworks display. Similar celebrations in Hong Kong, high above Victoria Harbour. In Japan, crowds gathering for an ancient tradition, tolling of the bells to mark the passing of the old year. And here in the U.S., more than 1 million revelers expected to fill Times Square in New York City, the iconic ball drop getting a test run on Saturday. Thousands of officers already on patrol. The security zone expanded this year.
We will be out here with our canines, our horsebacks, our drones, our helicopters, our boats.
Across the country, law enforcement on alert for potential safety threats, including lone attacks from those motivated by the Israel-Hamas war, as well as possible large-scale protest. Police choppers will watch over the more than 400,000 people expected to gather on the Las Vegas Strip. Boston hosting its annual First Night celebration with musical performances, fireworks, and plenty of events for kids. Law enforcement stepping up its presence around the city. Pittsburgh also hosting family-friendly First Night events. Police urging everyone to plan ahead and stay safe.
Use Uber or Lyft, rideshare if need be. We just want everyone to make it home to their family safe for the new year.
And in Raleigh, North Carolina, it's not a ball, but an acorn that will descend to welcome in the new year. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
And with this year coming to an end, 25 News Now wanted to highlight some of our top local broadcast stories for the year. Here is Crossroads, a year in review. Coming to a close, and 25 News Now wanted to take a look back on this year and some of the top local stories we covered in the Crossroads. Coming in at number 5 is Jeannie Morrison's announcement that she is not seeking re-election. The State House Representatives District 30, Morrison was the longest-serving Republican woman in the Texas House of Representatives, serving 13 terms in the Texas legislature. This in turn led to the Victoria Mayor Jeff Bouknight to announce his run for Texas House District 30 to fill Morrison's place, which then led to the Victoria mayoral race, a special election which saw 6 candidates for the Victoria voters to decide on February 3rd, 2024. Next up at number 4 was a shooting at Victoria College. In November, a 30-year-old Victoria College student was found shot in the parking lot of the college. This led to the campus lockdown and an alert by Victoria College. The victim was expected to make a full recovery. Number 3, we have the new police chief of the Victoria Police Department, Chuck Young, who in May was the sole finalist to become the new police chief. And with a new arrival, we also bid farewell to the Victoria Fire Department Chief, Robert Fox, spending 27 years with the Victoria Fire Department after he announced his retirement in September. At number 2, we have not just an issue here in the Crossroads, but across the nation, the deadly wave of fentanyl that is killing Americans. We spoke with the former sheriff of Victoria County, T. Michael O'Connor, on the deadly matter.
Commerce. It's all about commerce. They care less of the consequences of their businesses. And so the cartel in China, as well as other Asian countries, are all in together for the business of trafficking humans and drugs.
And coming in at number 1, we have 2 separate stories, but both with grim endings. The deaths of 19-year-old Amanda Stevenson and 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina. Amanda, a Victoria woman, was murdered by her Uber driver, Kevin Benenston, in November, who killed himself during a traffic stop while he was being questioned by Victoria police officers. Then in December, 16-year-old Edna High School cheerleader Lisbeth Medina was found stabbed to death in her home by her mother. A man was arrested in connection to her death.
My daughter was found in a way that no mother should ever find their child. Someone hurt my child.
Through the ups and downs of local news, we thank our viewers for watching us and trusting the team at Crossroads Today to bring you all your local news, weather, and sports. Until next year, Crossroads, I'm Adam Seibel, reporting in Victoria, 25 News Now. Grab your cell phone, scan this QR code. That's a quick response code to download our app. It's free, and you can watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Learn about our ongoing contest and submit news tips, videos, and photos. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 5:30. The new year is hours away, and many states can expect cold temperatures as 2023 comes to an end.
A lot of things looking to change as we roll into the new year. We'll talk all about it coming up in just a little bit.
The New Year's just hours away, and many states can expect cold temperatures as 2023 comes to an end. Dry conditions are forecast for most of the country. Temperatures will range from the 30s to the 50s, with some states hovering near freezing. Here's ABC's Chuck Silverstein with the latest on what people can expect as they bring in the new year.
We are hours away from the new year, and those who wish to celebrate may expect cold temperatures. Many states in the U.S. could see temperatures at or below freezing, including Florida, with frost and freeze alerts in effect for cities like Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Ocala. On the East Coast, when the ball drops in Times Square, spectators should bundle up as temperatures are likely to be in the upper 30s.
The ball drop in Times Square, it should be tranquil. No weather worries out there. Worst case scenario, we get a flurry in parts of the area later on tomorrow night into early Monday morning, but that would be about it.
Meanwhile, evacuation warnings in California as massive waves slam the coastline in Ventura County. Crews building large sand berms to protect people now cleaning up after this rogue wave crashed over the seawall on Thursday.
Good news is the West is in for a 2-day break just in time for the weekend festivities. But just as the holiday weekend wraps up, another storm moves in Tuesday.
Across the country, airlines are seeing record numbers as the busy holiday travel season nears the end.
People put up with it to get there because, you know, they want to visit. They want to see their loved ones. They want to go on vacation. They want to enjoy the holidays. So it's all of that. So it comes together every year as a major focal point for travel.
The TSA says it has screened at least 2.4 million travelers every day this week. Chuck Severson, ABC News, New York.
Google has settled its $5 billion consumer privacy lawsuit. The tech giant agreed to settle a lawsuit claiming it secretly tracked the internet use of millions of people who thought they were doing browsing privately. A trial date in the proposed class action lawsuit was scheduled for February. However, U.S. District Judge Gonzalez-Rogers put it on hold Thursday after lawyers for both sides said they reached a preliminary settlement. Settlement terms were not disclosed, but the lawsuit sought at least $5 billion. Lawyers said they have agreed to a binding term sheet through mediation. They're expected to present a formal settlement for court approval by February 24th. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com where you can submit your local military heroes so we can recognize them.
Ready for some rain to kick off the new year? Well, we'll talk all about it straight ahead. All right, last day of the year and a beautiful day of weather in my opinion. Really quick, Rosalie, I got those cards. I really appreciate it. I'll write you back. And what's up, Alexis? All right, so cool down for tomorrow. A boundary is headed our way. We got winds, we got fog headed our way. Winds are here now. Rain for Tuesday. We'll break it all down over the next 3 or 4 minutes. All right, 75 degrees, almost a carbon copy of what we experienced on Christmas Eve just a week ago. 75 Christmas Eve day. Boundary came in, knocked us down temperature-wise. Very similar because that boundary is going to come down and knock us down again temperature-wise. So 65 is our average. We were above average back in 2021. Hey, I would have been at the beach with an 83-degree day. But look at these temperatures now. On the warmer side, a few days ago, we're dropping into the 30s. Here we are, staying pretty much on the decently warm side overnight and into the mornings. But hey, this is going to change again. We are going to see some cooler times as cooler air starts to drop down from the north. Now winds, they're starting to pick up a little bit. As that boundary gets closer, moisture is building out in front of that boundary, and winds are starting to elevate as well. We could see some 25, maybe even some 25, 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts pretty much Monday into maybe as late as Wednesday before they start to calm down. You saw these numbers. These were 20s, they were 30s as that cold front pushed through and dried us out, and all week high pressure continued to dry out our atmosphere. Now the return flow of moisture, that warmer air pushing up from the Gulf. All right, here's what we got now. Here's where we are. This warm air is pushed in. We're on the warmer side. Winds are starting to develop ahead of this front. More moisture is moving in front of this boundary as well. So this boundary is headed our way. It's going to cool us down as it moves through the area tomorrow morning. So New Year's Day, we'll start to see temperatures starting to drop. Winds will continue to prevail. And then as we get ready to launch or to continue to go and move further in the new year, Tuesday, Wednesday, we got moisture moving in and then storms pushing in from the west. So we could see some showers Tuesday and into Wednesday. We've been on the dry side for the better part of a week, week and a half now. We just had those sprinkles about a week ago, but for the most part we've been dry. But now, finally, okay, it took the new year to ring us in for some more moisture and some rain, and that is exactly what we're looking at probably, again, Tuesday and Wednesday. So if we stay dry, then that boundary comes in, and look what happens. We start to see these showers in the area. Okay, looking at some rain now finally in the crossroads. I've enjoyed the dryness, but we do need some rain here every now and then. Too much paradise, maybe not a good thing. Every now and then you need a little deviation from what's going on. But yeah, we could see some showers before everything moves off again Wednesday. Maybe we see some high pressure move in, start to deliver us some more sunshine. Let's go to our marine forecast. Here is what we have. So 56 for our water. Now our winds are picking up a little bit. Seas about 2 to 4, occasionally up to 5 feet. That's going to keep our bays on the choppy side. So this evening, beautiful, beautiful weather for New Year's Eve in the 60s. Overnight, late night, 54 degrees. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year's Eve for that matter. So again, though, that fog, a year ago for New Year's Eve, that fog was really, really thick. Looking to see that fog again as that moisture moves in, getting trapped in the lower levels. You want to drive, I know a lot of cars, a lot of people celebrating fireworks, that extra smoke from the fireworks and the fog. Visibility is really going to get taken down. So I urge you, please be on that safe side, driving, walking, whatever you're doing. Tomorrow, 62, a little chillier. I'll take that though. A little bit on the breezy side with some early fog. Looking ahead, here is what we have. I talked about those showers I just showed you. We got rain Tuesday, maybe into Wednesday, but hey, then we get some sunshine with temps remaining in the 60s for the better part of the week. Yeah, and happy birthday in advance, Howie, next week. For more weather, news, and sports, you go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com. That is free with any Android and iPhone. And now we go to Sports with Zach.
We've got 2 Texas-sized showdowns for the Lone Star NFL teams next week. We'll find out how they got there. Coming up in sports. The Dallas Cowboys trying to stay perfect at home and keep their division hopes alive. Detroit leading by 3 early. Dak narrowly escapes a safety, extends the play. 92 yards later, CeeDee Lamb going to find the end zone to put Dallas in front. In the fourth quarter, Dallas still leading, but barely. Detroit looking for the tie. Touchdown to St. Brown. The extra point can tie the game, but they don't want that. They want the win. They go for 2, and they get it. Caught by the offensive lineman, but one problem. He never checked in. At least that's what they say. So they move it back, they redo it, and Goff is off the mark. Dallas hangs on in a thriller, 20-19. So if the Eagles lose today, the Cowboys can win the division next week with a win. Problem is the Eagles get the 3-win Cardinals. Everything going Philly's way early on, just absolutely pouring it on, 21-6. But wait just a minute. The Cardinals late in the fourth within striking distance. Murray connects, and he's going to take it down to the 5-yard line. They would punch it in just a few plays later. The Cardinals stun the Eagles. The Cowboys, with a win next week, will win the NFC East. Another team coming into this week controlling their own destiny, the Houston Texans, and what a sight to see. They get C.J. Stroud back in it. It's going to pay dividends early on. He's going to hit Brevin Jordan, who does the rest of the work. Houston up 10-0 early. The defense was magnificent today and only allowed a field goal in the entire first half. Houston, a dominant and convincing victory, 26-3. The Jags beat the Panthers this afternoon as well. So this Colts-Raiders game, significant for Houston. The Colts at home with the ball, the first drive of the game, clinical. Minshew, long connection right here. It's going to help set up a Jonathan Taylor score less than 3 minutes into the game. Indy gets the win, 23-20, and that's going to set up a win and end situation for Houston. If they lose, they are out. Simple as that. The New England Patriots took on the Buffalo Bills. Victoria native Bailey Zappi got the reins for the Pats, and tough day at the office for the Zapster. This is pick number 1, just bad luck off the bounce, but pick number 2 came just minutes later, and the backbreaker of his 3 first half picks. This pick 6, that was 3 first half interceptions, but no quit from Bailey. He got a chance to show off his wills and did help get New England back in this one. He responded very well after some uncharacteristic mistakes. Buffalo does hang on and wins 27-21. But it was a great week for the Bloomington Lady Cats, who swept the courts, going perfect 4-0 in their tournament this past week. The Bloomington Lady Cats defeated Hallettsville Sacred Heart 56-44 in the championship game in the Bloomington Holiday Hoops tournament. The Lady Cats went 5-0, not 4-0, excuse me. They defeated Riviera, Kennedy, Refugio, Runge, and Sacred Heart. All tourney picks were Haley Gardner, Kenzie Proctor, and Kylie Proctor as well. Once again, if the Cowboys win next week, they win the division. The Texans win, they're in the playoffs. Their division hopes still alive. Adam, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. Stay with us. Coming up, New Zealanders and Australians were among the first in the world to celebrate the new year. I want to invite you to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. New Zealanders and Australians were among the first in the world to celebrate the arrival of the new year. Those in Auckland, New Zealand took in a fireworks show at the city's Sky Tower. The display featured over 1,000 pounds of pyrotechnics and was accompanied by a laser light and animation show. The Auckland Harbour Bridge also illuminated to celebrate the new year. And in Australia, the Sydney Harbour Bridge was the focal point of a renowned midnight fireworks display. The tradition is viewed annually by around 425 million people worldwide. So they're already living in the future.
That's pretty cool. I say we all charter a plane and go.
That'd be fun. Let's go to the new year. That'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. New Zealand would be awesome. Australia, New Zealand and Australia both on the bucket list. But happy 2024 to New Zealand and Australia. Ours is about, let's see, where are we at? It's about 6 hours away from 2024. What's the weather going to be like? Well, let's take a quick peek. One last look. So this is the future of 2024. This is what we got for the future. We could see some showers Tuesday and into Wednesday. We'll be in the 60s this evening, and then for tomorrow, or overnight, 54 for New Year's. Now, we're looking at that fog. I want you to slow it down, please. Be safe with the smoke out there from the fireworks, too. 62 tomorrow, not too bad. Looking ahead, hey, we do got some rain next year.
All right, well, thanks, guys, and thanks for joining us. Have a safe and fun, happy New Year's Eve.